Hey everybody, welcome to Take 5. My name is Nick Growall. Up next, we have a confirmed release date for Star Wars. It will not be in the summer of 2015. It will be in December. Is it December 18th?
18th.
December 18th. Now, there hasn't been a lot in terms of casting or anything. We know some small details about how they're going to film it, where they're going to film it in Europe. There is some casting calls going on. They have some character analysis.
Yes, me and Corey were talking about it just the other day, that they had been doing calls, open casting calls in like London and places over in England, and they've just started doing some casting calls here in America. They're in Chicago.
They're rumored to go to Austin, Texas eventually. And it's a female role and a male
Yes,
role, right?
Thomas and I want to say Rebecca, but can't remember.
Those names sound like just kind of,
yeah,
let's just throw the name out there so nobody knows
yeah.
anything.
The auditions, the actual auditions were just, you sat down and you talked to the people. You didn't do any audition. And then if they like you, they would call you back and email you a side, which is, if you don't know, just a section out of a script that you will read.
Now, I'd like to try out for this Rebecca role, so...
I read it, and in that small segment of the script, she was the stronger one.
And they're like wanting what, like a 17, 18-year-old looking
Yeah.
female for that, and 19, 23 for the male.
Over 16 for the female, over 18 for the male.
Well, what are your thoughts just on Star Wars 7? And we haven't really touched on it completely.
Obviously, episodes 2 and 3 left a very foul taste in everyone's mouth. Episode 1, also a bad taste. Disney owns LucasArts now. They're doing us justice with these Marvel films like Iron Man, Captain America 4. I'm going to put my trust in them because really you can only go up once you hit rock
Because
bottom.
the idea, George Lucas just had too much control himself with the new trilogy. And with this, they brought in a good screenwriter. Now they're doing some rehashing of the script. It just seems like less is put on one person to make this whole universe. And I think that mixed with the fact that Disney is like treating it the same way they treated Marvel and Pixar. It's like, we own you, but we're just going to give you money to go make quality programming for us.
J.J. Abrams has done really well with the Star Trek, in my opinion. I've enjoyed those films, and I like a lot of J.J. Abrams' work, in terms of Cloverfield, Super 8, and he's made all those TV shows people like. I like that dude, but it is just one of those things where I was having this argument the other day that, someone was, I think it might have been you even,
Probably.
that said, that's going to be the biggest film in 2015, and I was arguing, I don't know. People got burned by the prequels, and I don't know if I'll rush to see episode 7 at midnight, because it's just, I remember 99 and leaving episode 1 feeling like the worst thing happened to me in my life.
I think you're right that it probably will be the biggest movie of the year just because it's Star Wars, which is saying something because 2015 is just loaded with movie after movie after movie.
As long as they just don't let George near it, I think we're good.
I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, nor have I ever been, and I'm not really excited about it at all. I'll probably go see it with you guys, but I'll probably have to watch 4, 5, and 6 again just to make sure I know where I'm at in the story.
Because this takes place after
Right.
the fact. So hopefully we can all just forget about the first 3 movies and move on from there.
The first 3 were terrible.
So.
It
All right.
still has to open with Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc
Yes, the best
pit.
way. Tell the audience how the best way to open.
The
Star Wars
opening
Episode
scene
7.
has to be Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit, just blowing everything up, and somehow fighting Jar Jar Binks, living his old age, just crash through the roof of this thing, take out a bunch of Gungans, and then just snap Jar Jar Binks. That's the opening scene. You've
You've healed
won
all
it.
wounds.
You've won it. You've corrected the Star Wars trilogy.